Are they?
Yeah, those are his.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, those are
Darn it.
So anyways, it starts with, let me find us. It starts with, we're going to make a flower. And it starts with poly burlap mesh. Hey everyone, I just found us. So I've taken the time already to do these cuts. And I just want to walk you through really quick. I use a wood, when I'm using poly burlap mesh, I cut with a wood burner. So if you're cutting with a wood burner, it singes the ends here and it helps it from fraying a little bit, right? You still want to be extra, extra gentle when you're doing these flowers because any fray is going to make it look not wonderful, not beautiful. So when you're gonna cut it with this, be really, really gentle, and then don't burn yourself because they get really super hot. I always use this. Now, please hear me. I use a wood burning tool when I'm using poly burlap mesh, and I use a tempered glass cutter. So I'm going to use my wood burning tool on the tempered glass and cut them. There's plenty of videos available for replay if you want to see us actually doing those.
Don't use your cutting mat.
Don't cut it right on your mat. That would be a disaster. It would not be fun.
It melts. It's
so,
very high temp.
Hey Stephanie. Hey everyone.
I just had a bug hit me right in the forehead.
So these pieces I cut at 11 inches. Usually I do 10, but these I cut at 11 inches. And it's mostly because this piece had some, you could see those bold stripes going through, and it just happened to work that way. I've never worked with this particular material, so we're going to see how it's going to go. So we're going to start by, so we have the 12-inch flower board, 12-inch flower board, and the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go from the back, right? So the words that say made in Canada and all that fun stuff is going to be on the inside, so my customer isn't going to see it. So I'm just going to take it from the back. I have, what size are these?
4-inch.
I have 4-inch zip ties, and I'm just going to load them from the back in all of the places. This is kind of the boring part, and I usually do it off camera, but I figured you should probably see the whole thing, especially since we weren't doing the cutting live as well. So I was walking through the warehouse and I was like, oh my gosh, they have the flower centers.
Oh, we have to find that flower.
She has it.
It's right here.
She
I
found
got
it.
that.
Okay.
But they have the flower centers in stock, and I was like, oh my gosh, they would totally make one. They didn't have the yellow poly burlap, so instead I kept walking. I was trying to put this into one of our designs over the weekend, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that flower in the center and see how it works. So I'm just going to load these. I know it takes a second, y'all. Maybe you want to be on this side so you can talk to folks while I'm trying to go as fast as my little fingers will go.
I'm in Florida and it's 1:30. We leave at 1:30, so you're an hour ahead of us. Linda Muck, Tina Givens. Come on in, you guys. We're going to do a craft on a Sunday.
So I really just wanted to see, I've been thinking about it for about 3 or 4 days. So now I couldn't leave without actually bringing it to life.
You couldn't leave because actually you left last in my carpet.
Couldn't leave because last time I was doing, remember, that was the butterfly one, remember? I just couldn't.
Oh, yeah. And keep your hair up and away from the wood burner, Beth Bridge just said. Yes, true story. That happened to, I think, her.
So I'm just loading from the back because it goes super, super quick that way. Just bending it a little bit and putting them right through the back.
Mel and I are the last ones here. We leave in an hour.
Everyone left.
Yep. Tammy, what is Mel making? She's making a flower on the Unique in the Creek flower boards that are in stock right now, correct? They are in stock at Deco. Awesome, Christina. She's going to make her own with glitter rope. Jordan said he made it safely to Houston.
Yay, Jordan!
Listen, no sponsor necessary. If you see these little boxes,
grab them.
You want to treat yourself to one.
They're really good.
I didn't have
Did you send out a text you were on?
I did not.
He wasn't sure how this is going to go.
I was like,
What is Mel's page on Facebook? It is Sincerely Creative Mom.
Are you watching from the page or in the group or where?
I'm watching from Deco.
Okay.
Good
So
morning,
I'm just gonna
Michelle.
snap these. I'm not going all the way together. I'm just making it so that when we put them in, it's gonna go a little quicker.
So basically, she's meal prepping, like cooking. You got to kind of
Yeah, see that one won't go in, so I got to get, instead of having, you know, my mesh in my hand trying to get it, the whole thing all together, I'm just doing a little prep.
Is it snack cakes? It is the Christmas version of the Nutty Buddies from Little Debbie, but they are way better than the regular Nutty Buddies. Oh, it's like a white fudge over them. It's so good. They're lighter and they're smaller, but man, they're good. Jordan, no, I'm sorry. She can't do that for you, friend.
What?
Jordan said, can you start completely over? I missed the first 6 minutes. I'm eating Papacitos. We're not real happy with that comment.
Oh yeah, he said he was gonna have a margarita.
What are you putting in the board?
So I'm putting 4-inch. I usually prefer the 6-inch, but I cut so much off that this is just gonna be fine, really. But I'm putting in 4-inch pipe zip ties. 4-inch zip ties. So if you make flowers, and you know this part is the tedious and the boring part. This is like the base, right? This is like making the base when you're making a mesh wreath. This is the part that you can't get around. But if you want to sit and do this when you're watching TV or, you know, doing other things that one wouldn't go through.
Mary Young, I would probably give it you. She said, should I have received my supply box by now? If you haven't, by next week, you could always email info@damonnotes.com. That's where you would need to go to find info on your box.
So if you don't know us, if you haven't seen us around, we are 2 of the creative coaches inside Damon's creative coaching group. We just finished our Home for the Holidays challenge. We had a lot of fun. My favorite was the Q&A last night.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, 11 inches. We have a 12-inch board, and I've put my pieces now in all of the spots. You can see real easy all the spots that you put the zip ties in. So all I'm going to do, this is the way I do it because I think it's the easiest and it's the quickest. These are 11 inches, so they're not going to make perfect triangles, okay? It's all right. The one time I'm not like crazy OCD. So I'm just going to bring my tips together so that the tip goes here. You see my OCD is a little bit crazy because it comes off here a little bit. And I'm just going to scrunch this right up the center until I have that little point there. And I'm going to use that point and slide it right in here.
Do you want me to tell you something that's going to make you squeal?
I'm afraid.
Mary Jo Bullard sold her first garland because of you.
Oh, that's so awesome! Congratulations! That's so cool.
I knew it would make her squeal.
All right, ready to explain the next one?
Yes. So these are 11-inch pieces. I'm just going to take my tip, put it right up to the other tip, and scrunch right up the center here. Keep that center kind of real tight. So then I have that little point is sticking out, and then I'm going to put it right in to my already ready zip tie. Zip real tight. And we're going to keep doing that all the way around.
Dina, we did not cancel our flights. We leave in an hour.
Yeah, so when I booked my flight, usually I take the 11 o'clock flight out. So that means I don't have to get up too early, but it also means I'm home with the kids for dinner. And this time when I booked a while back, my flight wasn't available. The 6 a.m. flight was available. We were up till 3 in the morning last night. That would have. I told her when we got in bed, I was like, the only other flight that was available was the 6 a.m. flight, and I would have been leaving when we were like going to bed. So that was a no-go. That's always a no-go for me.
Yeah.
This one on the other side of the camera,
That's my favorite flight.
that's his favorite
I
flight.
like to leave When I come here, I leave on the 5 a.m. flight. That's what I like to take the earliest flights to when I leave somewhere. But coming back, it's not, no. I don't like that.
It's a no-go for me.
But the least turbulence happens before the sun rises. Did y'all know that, folks?
So notice, usually you see me, I'm being really, really careful usually, and this kind of bunched up just a little bit more. As long as I can make that little piece tiny and I can slip it in, it's good.
We leave from here in an hour. My plane doesn't leave till 3:40, and hers leaves at 6, so, or around the 6 o'clock hour, so we have plenty of time.
Oh, I'm going to use that. These are 4-inch, those things, they're 4 inches instead of usually I do the 6. And so there's not a lot, I only need the 4 inches, but there's not a lot there to pull on to make it nice and tight. So Damon has a
Little set of needle nose pliers she puts to work.
perfect. From the moment I saw this polka dot poinsettia in the warehouse, and I was like, I gotta use it somehow. Kept walking around trying to do kits with it. It was not working out.
Jordan, you don't get a vote. You were not on that plane. That fear was real. You don't get a vote.
What's
He said that dang turbulence, it was just one time. When you develop a fear like I did and thought you were going to die, it was scary.
like the
So,
bees?
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you.
Wasps.
Listen, I'm flying now. That's all that matters.
So you say.
Today. Hey, today. That's all that matters.
You still have time to rent a car.
No, I would not. I would not.
Okay, so the cutting part, when you're actually doing the cutting, because you're using that wood burning tool and you're trying to stay in between the lines. Again, we have lots of videos, I'm sure, on replay if you want to see how we actually cut this, because I do not cut the poly burlap with a mesh, with the rotary cutter. Try to be a little bit more careful about it so that when you're folding them like this, that those edges are not coming out. So again, these strips here, these pieces are 11 inches. I cut 11 inches, and I did that mostly because the flower that we are going to put in the center, it's pretty big. Use one roll of this mesh each, and to do that I needed to use the small flower board. So using the small flower board, I went with an 11 inch. Just makes it a teeny tiny bit, little bit bigger. But this part you're going over and over and over again. You could do this part, like do all of them. In fact, I even had him get rubber bands one time. I only remembered because they were all over the floor the other day.
You didn't try to get rubber bands. You got rubber bands.
I got rubber bands.
They're still everywhere.
I'm excited and nervous equally. Don't do that.
Yeah. Ooh, eyeballs.
He just got it in his hand. I'm nervous.
Speaking of nerves, I'll be back.
Just talking about flying.
Jordan did it. Whew, happens every time.
Jordan.
Okay.
Shook her up.
Oh.
That's right. What's going on, y'all? So I'm equally nervous and excited to see what that red looks like in here.
This is why she doesn't learn.
Who doesn't learn?
Tammy.
I mean, I did the same thing, so.
So y'all, whenever she was making this flower, Tammy's like, "Oh, I want to learn how to make it. I'm going to watch the whole thing." And
I
she's
did.
out.
It's really, this is, once you learn it one time, it's the same thing over and over and over again. So really, it's not, you know, you're not, I mean, look, if you guys know me, you know I'm a creature of habit, right? I do the same thing over and over again. It's the quickest, it's the easiest, it might not be the funnest, but it's the thing that I can get the most done at once.
But how many of these do you sell every week?
I mean, if I made them, I sell them.
Yeah. As soon as she makes them and brings them to the little boutique, they sell.
For Halloween, no. What's the red and white holiday? For 4th of July, I brought 13 or 15, now I can't remember, over to the boutique where I sell, and she sold them all in like that first week, first few days.
Yeah. One day it was like 2 hours. You had sold like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Because you were supposed to be getting ready to come here the boat weekend.
Oh yes, yep. I took pictures, I made them all, took pictures. And she sold every single one of them. But once you have a recipe, something that you know, and then you do it again, then you're perfecting your recipe. You do it again, and you're, you know, getting any streamlined way to do it or easier, whatever.
I changed the microphone back to the phone.
So now I need to cut all of these off because you're going to put your next layer on and you don't want to have them sticking out. So the flowers are something that, you know, once you cut them at the measurement and you have kind of the petal perfected, there isn't much you can not make, you know, you can do wrong. Choose your colors. I really like to do.
Try to move the camera back a little bit.
I really like to do. I mean, the yellow, of course, just the burlap, so classic. I really like to do 2 colors, which we're going to start right now. I'm really kind of excited. Okay, so still 11 inches. Be real gentle after you cut this stuff. Just be real gentle. It might look like a mess. We don't know. We're going to see how it goes. Oh yeah, it's gonna look like a mess. Okay, once they're all in, we'll clean them up.
Derica, you left. You didn't say goodbye.
I know. I woke up, the first thing I did was look out the window. Because, you know, Tammy was still asleep. Okay, we're gonna cut them. We'll trim them up and give them a haircut after we have them all in. Okay, I'm doing the same thing, corner to corner. So if I had a red, solid red, or red and white even, that would be perfect. I don't know about this one. Maybe I played with that first one a little bit. But this one was good. Just got to get it in enough to pull it. Same thing over and over again. There's so many different petals. So many different petals. This one, for me, is the easiest, the quickest.
Oh, look.
He's pulling out the red and white one that I did. He knew right where to go too.
No, that you didn't do.
That I didn't do. Okay. Love you. Bye. My car's almost here. I like using these see-through ones, poly burlap. I do like them. This one is just, it's a little bit more than just a regular window pane because it has, like, it's just a little different. So the spaces are a little wider, and that singeing didn't do the best job.
I bought this last time Derica was here and I forgot to take it out.
What was it for?
A little blade box.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when she was showing us? Actually, I think it might have been the very first one.
We're getting around to things. We're going at our own pace. It's all right.
Yeah. I bought it. That's what counts. And if she would have said, hey, I didn't have one, we would have found it.
I cut, yes, so I used the wood burner during the whole challenge while everybody was live in and out all over the place. I sat in the corner, I stood in the corner and cut them. I used a wood burning tool, which actually was very nice. and a tempered glass. I use that tool because the poly burlap mesh, it's a little more plasticky. And so using it singes the edges. Like you see this green, not fraying at all, right? This weave was just a little different. So don't use the wood burning tool on your mat. You want to make sure that you're using it on a tempered glass for sure. And the one I have is like it's smooth, but even if you by accident get the one that isn't smooth, you can just flip it over and use the other side. It's totally okay. All right, so that I don't have to touch the green once it's in, we're going to give our guy a little haircut. Which normally I don't have to do because, you know, that wood burning tool is pretty good. This is just a very different mesh, but it's totally okay. We're going to be real careful. And then once we have our next layer on it, it's going to be totally fine. I think that was my theme of the weekend. It's going to be fine. It's going to be totally fine. All right. I love this so far. Okay, we're going to go back to the green. How y'all doing? Jordan. The challenge with us opening up and getting to have the hangout with them was the best. I agree. I very much agree. I loved this. You know, our days are still a little crazy sometimes. And, you know, with everybody going live, and I love the fact that we were here for the Home for the Holidays challenge, and we really, you know, not that I don't love hanging out on our public pages, not that I don't love doing that, but it was nice to be inside the group and have some special time with them. Okay, all right, we're going back to the center, going back to my green. They're still cut at the same size, 11 inches. So up to the corner. Here, I was talking to you guys in the camera like all being sincere and you can't even see my face. Real tiny. And I'm going to be real careful because I'm coming on top of this that's already real fragile. Okay, so I'm going to come right in there. So you needed 16 of the green on the outside. So there's 16 here. There's 8 red here. There's going to be 8 red here. And then there's going to be, I'm sorry, green. And then there's going to be 4, maybe 8 on the inside. We'll see how things go. I usually do 8 on the very inside roll. I'm sorry, row. But it really just depends on how that flower is going to look. Coming right in here on the top. I love this already. And mostly I love it because I know how that flower is going to match so perfectly.
Could you, no, this is just, I'm just asking this because I haven't done one like this big.
Yeah.
Could you, with the flower center you're going to put in there, could you drill a hole in that so it lays flat with that big flower that you're using?
You could. I didn't even realize that there wasn't one right in the center, so we're going to figure out what to do.
Because I noticed on that particular flower, if you cut it all the way to the quick, the leaves will probably come off, but it's gorgeous. And I just wondered, are you able to do that? Could you drill through these?
Does
he have a drill here?
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it, so we're going to figure it out.
I just wondered. I didn't mean to stress you out. I just was wondering myself.
Great, now I'm stressed out.
I know. I just wondered literally if you could do that. Have you ever drilled one?
No.
Oh.
I'm sure you could.
There's Tammy. Yes, I'm back. Oh, somebody said yes, you can drill. What is the base made of? It's just plastic.
Yeah, the base is just plastic. It's just a flower board. So when at the beginning of this weekend, the flower board, the 12-inch flower board, this green, it's like a green and white poly burlap mesh, the red check poly burlap mesh. See, I'm being real gentle with it. And the flower that we're going to use was all in stock. We've done a lot of things since then, so it's going to be really pretty though. Hey,
Do you have a drill? power tools to drill a hole in the middle of that board.
You don't need that. Just turn on your wood burner.
It'll melt that plastic?
Yeah.
Oh, we just learned something new. Where's that wood burner at?
You sure?
Positive.
He's done it. It sounds like he's done it. And I will tell you, Damon usually
Wait,
does
before we get there, let me just see how it goes. Okay, so we have around the outside, we have 16 green, then 8 red, then 8 green.
We didn't video it red, so we have to do that again.
Oh, no problem, I'm doing that next.
Working on a team reel.
Thank you. I made this one again. I keep making them.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, cut them all off. Every time I do this, I always think of my son and his fine motor skills, and I think of how he, like, you know, his little hands are like wobbly, and how my little hands are seem to be wobbly too. I mean, yeah. Okay, going back in, right in the center. So here's how I do it. There's 4 there right now. I probably will add 4 more, but I like to add these into the mesh so that this gets real tight, so that that center where I need to put that next pipe zip tie has room for me. So 11 inches, corner to corner, come right up, pinch, real gentle. Take like a thumb size and put it right down in here. It's going to be our inside. Now, had I worked with a solid red, so here's where my brain is going with colors. Had I worked with a solid red, I would have put the solid red on the outside. So we would have started with red instead of green, because I think the inside having, if this was green, I think it would have been probably a little bit better with our flower. We're about to see together, but I didn't have a solid, so I went with what we have.
I love the way that this is popping up. I like the flowers that are not flat. The ones that I've kind of done have been more flat, and I like this one because it's really 3-dimensional. I think that's pretty.
I mean, it depends again on your petal.
Right.
These have a little bit of, you know, oomph to them.
And I love this window pane. The window pane poly burlap is so pretty.
I do, but it's very, you got to be
It is a
real
pain in the
gentle with
katukas,
it.
yes.
Okay, so I think from here, let me just see what we look like. Stem cutter. Where did I put the stem cutter? Look with your eyes quick.
Honey, I am. What do you think I'm going to look with my foot? I mean, come on now. Oh. Eat with your mouth. That was like, she goes, look with your eyes quick. Eat with your mouth quick. Like that.
They can't see us, so.
So, before you cut that off,
Don't do it all the way to the quick.
have you thought about,
What's going to happen when this comes off?
no, but have you thought about if you zip tied the stem over here and then had the stem come this way and the flower come out? Like, make your stem
Ooh,
an
good
L?
idea. See?
Pull that out.
Sometimes when he's over my shoulder, it's not as nerve-wracking because I'm like, he's going to have a really good idea. It's going to be a really good one.
Jordan does that for me.
I love how easy that is.
Yeah, those are.
Ooh, I might use
yeah,
this.
save those. Ooh, did you hear me? Save those. Save those. Those are good leaves, holly
Make
leaves.
your stem an L, yeah.
And then you can push it down. Oh, I see.
Because then you can zip tie it off to the side and your flower will still be in the center.
Oh, see, my easiest thing I would have totally done would.
Okay,
No
okay.
hole- no
I
hole
still would have
needed.
drilled it.
Okay,
Because I'm a
so
fruitcake.
I'm still gonna wait. I'm gonna add those other pieces. So you see how now that these are tight, I should have the room. I do have the room to put those right in, and it's a little easier on my little fingers.
Do you have the 9-inch boards in? Are there 9-inch boards? Are there such a thing?
There's small flower boards and large flower boards.
I've never heard of the 9-inch.
She always comes up with something new, so there might be a new one.
Yeah.
This is the small that she's using right now.
Yeah, that's what I have at home is a bunch of small ones.
And this is what I use. This is what for all those patriotic flowers, this is what I used. So now I'm going to do the same thing.
You just went right back in the other holes.
I went, yep, I
Okay.
used those same holes.
All right. And you're going to do another layer.
My
Oh.
arms, I know it might not look that way, but where my arms are, I am trying to be real careful of where I'm laying them and how, you know, with this part, how careful.
I think I'm going to make one of these when I get home and give it to my...
You say that every time.
Well, no,
we
my
do a
little
call.
neighbor across the street that hates me right now because of my mail situation. My little Sylvia that is so I have a neighbor that is very upset with me because my mail went to her like 3 times and she was very upset about it. But she, you know, she still waves to me. So she needs something on her door. So she would like this.
She's upset about mail.
She's much, much older, and she had had a stroke, and she said, and I have to walk across here, and it's not easy for me. I said, honey, call me.
So here's what we have so far. I have that flower right in the center,
Oh,
and
cool.
I used that stem. I kept it long, and I put it right underneath that pipe zip tie. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I put it right underneath there. Are y'all gonna have to wait? I gotta take a picture. So I remember.
Wow, Mel, wow.
Love you all.
Love
Okay.
you, bye.
So I'm gonna go in real careful with that other 4.
Jordan says she does say that every time. When I get home, I get excited. I'm on like a high, and then I get busy.
Then she gets home.
Then I get home, and then I deal with kids and work and
Grandkids.
yeah. Well, it's like having kids in the house all the time. And kids, my daughter works for me, so it really is. No, I deal with kids.
So I'm gonna do the hardest one first, because sometimes that's what I like to do. Take care of the hard one first and then get on with it. Damon to the rescue! Boom! All right. Coming back in. Will you please not forget to take these out of stock?
I already did.
Okay, thank you. Making me nervous. Also, when you're not doing this, this particular mesh, when you do the 4 and then come back on top and do the other 4 right in the center, the layered look that kind of happens is so cool. It's a little different right now because of that window pane, but
I'm obsessed with this flower.
obsessed.
Oh, I
Totally love
love them. It's like elegant and whimsical all in one flower. The jewels and then the polka dots rocks my face off. That was you've been walking around with that flower all weekend.
I've been walking around with it in my head all weekend.
Kevin says Finn's the real boss, and your kids are the real boss too.
They are.
It's true.
I always tell them, I'm like, Mom, who's the boss?
I am.
Mommy's the boss. But in my head, I'm like, I know who the boss is. Really, the boss is Grayson, if you want me to be really honest.
Yeah, but listen, he's real cute, and when he starts that looking up at you with those big pouty lips, it's over for
Or
me.
no, when he's like, love you, Mom. I'm like, oh, I love you too, son.
How do you keep these from fading in the sun?
So everything's going to fade in the sun, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some materials, just based on the actual material, fades quicker. Like the purple, like when I did this Halloween, nothing faded. Nothing on my front door. All the Halloween, the bows, all the stuff, nothing faded except for one specific purple glitter thing. And in all the spots, that purple glitter, all the little ornaments that it had on, like everything, that purple glitter. But everything else was good. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is don't leave it out. Like this year, my Halloween came right in. Like we're on top of it for Christmas, but usually I'll leave it out and it's out for a long time, and that's definitely going to fade. make sure you take care of your things. But the sun is the sun. I mean, I haven't had good experience with spraying my stuff. You know, everyone's like, what?
Jordan.
What?
I was just gonna say Grayson is the boss. That's why his tree has more stuff than his sister's.
Oh my gosh. No, wait till you see. Grayson's tree has nothing. You guys keep telling me
It
to buy
will.
stuff.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna. You're gonna end up with a box.
Oh my god.
I've got extras.
I'm trying to be real gentle with
Why
this.
doesn't his tree have anything?
Well, because everybody has the red, green, and white ornament.
Okay, are you ready with me? Are you ready? Are you ready with me? Are you ready?
I am excited about this part. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Wait.
You're good.
I was like, we feel a reel coming on. Oh my gosh. Oh, Mel, that did work.
It's so stinking pretty. It's so pretty. I can't even take it. I love this flower so much.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Hold it up.
Oh, it's so
my
cute.
gosh. That is
Will
gorgeous.
you zoom out? Look at how cute.
It's gorgeous. I did not know if a flower on a flower would work, and it
I
absolutely
love
did.
it so much. The one thing that I didn't tell you to do, just realized I was grabbing over there by a knife. The one thing that I did not tell you to do was on the back, right here, whoopsie, right here, I'm just going to lean it. There's a spot for you to put your
Little hanger.
hanger to hold it. So I'm going to tuck it in there. I know I kind of do it backwards sometimes, but it's all for a reason. I want to make sure that that piece that is the end of the pipe cleaners gets stuck right down in here so that it doesn't, like, you know, scratch your... Listen, I'm always worried.
People are like, holy crap, that flower is gorgeous, but they're not saying crap, you know. Oh, that's funny.
There
It
you
is
go.
beautiful.
And you just hold it, or you're going to hang it just like that.
People want to know where they can get
so
that flower.
cute. The flower, and honestly, it was real delicate to work with, but it looks so good in this.
Mhm.
The flower, the red and the green, and the flower board, all at DecoExchange.com. This was, can you give it to him? The actual flower, this flower, XS3657, XS3657, and then the poly burlap mesh. This was like the green and the white, and this was that like red check something. I
Window
don't know.
pane. It doesn't say window pane on there.
Pretty.
I don't remember, but I thought it did. I love it. That's probably one of my favorites you've ever done, just because of that flower center. I like the flowers in general, but I love that flower center.
Boom! Sometimes, listen, we walked around, and I didn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out where to put the flower. I couldn't anything. So I kept walking around, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it in the middle of a flower. And then from that moment, the only thing I kept thinking of is like, how is it going to look? How's it going to look? When you finally see it perfectly come to life, it's so satisfying.
Jordan said it's super stinking cute, Mel.
Thanks, Jordy. So did Linda Muck. You guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. That's it.
That's all we got. You guys have an awesome rest of your weekend.
We're
Rest
waiting
up.
for our car. For all of you who are in the creative coaching group, I hope that you enjoyed all of our videos. Remember, my garland was...
There's literally one of these left.
Oh, there's one of the red left.
Somebody go run.
Is there a lot of flowers left?
Yeah, there's 7.
Okay, well, I'm going to get out and I'm going to order my own. If you were in the creative coaching group, don't forget all those replays are there. My garland from Thursday, Jordan's centerpiece. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful from Friday afternoon. And then, oh, he's got it. It's beautiful. Jordan, did you take pictures of it?
I did.
You did?
I took not of his, of mine.
I took some pictures of mine, but I didn't take it in this resting place.
Damon's going to show you the
I'm not gonna put the flowers.
centerpiece that Jordan did for the Creative Coaching Home for the Holidays Challenge, and that is a perk for the coaching group. Is once a year we do one that is completely included, and you guys don't have to pay for additionally for the.
That's
Challenge.
so pretty.
We got a feather or something on there.
It's so pretty.
I wonder who cut up the chicken in here.
That'd be me.
No, I want you to hold this thing.
Oh,
Is it
hold
heavy?
it.
Just put this on the table.
Oh my gosh! Holy moly!
Is it heavy?
I mean, I thought it was going to be heavy, but I didn't realize it was going to be that heavy. What's in here?
I don't know.
Did he anchor it with rocks?
What is it? Now I want to feel. Oh, that's like 10 pounds.
It's not going
That's
anywhere,
more than
for
10
sure.
pounds.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. That is definitely a statement piece. Isn't that
Was
gorgeous?
the piece itself heavy?
No,
it's
that-
just
it was
dough
a
bowl.
yeah. It was just a wooden.
No, I thought it had,
Had little metal handles.
No, we took
but-
them out.
No, I'm feeling a metal handle right here.
Yeah, but we took out the metal. in
Oh, the
middle.
candle holder things.
Yeah.
those are gone. But the metal handles, that's heavy.
So Jordan made this on Friday afternoon. The replay is available inside the Creative Coaching Group. The garland, which is at your house,
That did not get photographed.
I did take pictures of it, but I didn't
Not
take
put
pictures
it
of
where you wanted it.
Well, you're going to bring it back here?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
It'll match the tree. It will. But you have to use that one ribbon that you said you were going to use. That's why I put it in there. Anyways, we had a really good time. So for those of you who are in the group, thank you for spending time with us this weekend.
Just block it. Someone's trying to give away gift cards.
No, give away $450 Pepsi relief for COVID victims. That made no sense.
Pepsi.
Pepsi?
Pepsi
Like, I
is-
looked twice. It was Pepsi, PEPSI. Like, $450 Pepsi for COVID relief. I was like, I didn't know that was cure, but okay, whatever. Somebody did ask, while you were making the flower, can you make a flower like that on a regular wreath frame?
Yes.
You could, yeah.
But I will tell you, I think it's less expensive, and it's easier to do it on the Unique in the Creek board.
Well,
Pretty
and they get
foolproof.
pretty heavy. So depending on what frame you're
Mhm.
using, they get pretty heavy. So it's the flower board. Listen, at first I learned how to make the flowers on a different frame,
Me too.
and listen, I'm telling you, this flower board
They get
is
thicker on the regular frame.
yes, that and the flower board makes it so much easier.
Yes.
Crazy easy.
Love you, Derica.
Love you, dear.
And we already miss you. I'm just tired. I hate that we didn't get to say bye this morning. She said I missed my babies. I had to get home.
know.
I'm
Aw.
sorry. Oh.
I woke up and I looked out and I was like, she's gone! I'm like, damn it, get up!
She did. Listen, the girls were not even corralled when I went downstairs.
Anyway, so thanks for joining.
Yeah.
If you're all the replays from this weekend, the Jordan's design, my garland, Damon's Mardi Gras.
It's hanging up.
I am
Damon's
taking
Mardi
Mary
Gras.
home. Mary is on its way to Missouri. We've already packed her up and shipped her.
Oh, you didn't even get to show them. Oh no, it was on your
She's
live
packed.
last night when you guys did the.
I don't know.
Oh,
sitting
I've
up
got
here.
pictures. I'll post them on my page, and I'll post them. I'll send some to Damon. He can post.
Tammy did a really
It
cool
was fun.
mannequin head that was super cool, very whimsical, very fancy.
It was fun.
And
She was a lot of
then
fun.
Coach Fancy did a beautiful gold and blue design, wreath design. But all those replays are available inside the group.
Yes.
If you're not in there, you can go to learnfromdamon.com and join us. You can see all the things. from
We'd
this
love to have
weekend.
you.
That's it.
We will.